Hi friends, my name is Borrodante. I missed you so much, so let's paint another horrible creature, SCP-173. SCP-173 origin is of yet unknown. It is constructed from concrete and rebar with traces of spray paint. SCP-173 is animate and extremely hostile. The object cannot move while within a direct line of sight. Line of sight must not be broken at any time with SCP-173. Personnel assigned to enter container are instructed to alert one another before blinking. Object is reported to attack by snapping the neck at the base of the skull or by strangulation. In the event of an attack, personnel are to observe Class 4 hazardous object containment procedures. Personnel report sounds of scraping stone originating from within the container when no one is present inside. This is considered normal, and any change in this behavior should be reported to the acting HMCL supervisor on duty. The reddish-brown substance on the floor is a combination of feces and blood. Origin of these materials is unknown. The enclosure must be cleaned on bi-weekly basis. So, SCP-173 is basically a piece of concrete with a little bit of spray paint on it. It has to have some kind of limbs that it uses to strangle you or snap your neck. Those are three main things to be done. I think this is one of the most popular SCP entries ever. Like, this one is like the main SCP ever. So it's like a big deal. So there's a picture of it. I don't know what that is specifically. Like, I mean, who made this picture and how, but we're gonna try to ignore the design of this thing in the picture and try to come up with our own design, sort of. But we'll still try to make it look recognizable for everyone. So the composition is gonna be kind of like the SCP itself, gonna be somewhere right here. And there are 3 people of Class D personnel cleaning up the place from shit and blood, and 2 of them are gonna stare at the SCP, and the 3rd one will be cleaning stuff with a mop. Okay, so let's start with the thumbnail to figure out the geometry of the room, the angle. I don't know why, for some reason, I want to make this piece of concrete kind of like floating in the air. Like, not floating, but like it's standing still in midair. I think it's gonna make it look a lot more spoopy. So let's try that idea. They never said anything about floating thing, but they never said about the standing thing as well, so... Okay, so this SCP thing is kind of like here, with some sort of hands. There's actually a lot of freedom in the design of this thing. Okay, now for the geometry of the room. So the entrance door will be there. We're gonna kind of see it. It should be quite the protected sort of door, I think. Although it's not reported to be any kind of destructive or solid objects. It's just a murderer. Yeah, sort of like this, doesn't matter. Okay, people. The height, kinda like this. Yeah, the composition is not really working out. We should move the SCP a bit to the left, I think. It's kinda weird that it's in the middle. So kinda like this. Maybe even smaller. I don't know why. I think it would be kinda cool if it would be a tiny piece. Kinda like a generic dog kinda size. So 2 of the guys are standing in here. They don't wanna actually go through the room much. And they just stare at the subject. And the 3rd one is cleaning. Now there's not enough space for the cleaning guy. Yeah, this would be fine. So the 3rd guy is right here, cleaning, yet carefully staring at the SCP anyway, because, you know, everyone would. So as far as I figured out, or as far as I remember, Class D personnel are the ones that do all the dirty work around SCPs, or do something really dangerous. They are kind of like villains or some sort of prisoners that are being used here secretly by the government or something like that. Okay, I think this guy should be kind of like covering a part of the door with himself. Alright. And blood and shit stains. Right here there will be a bucket. Well, something like this. Let's continue in color. This geometry seems more appropriate. Okay, let's start with walls and doors and shit and blood and continue on with smaller objects. So the walls are basically the color of air perspective, just a bit darker. Okay, it shouldn't be everywhere, probably where the guys are standing, there should be clean. But the color of the floor in general should be something different. Okay, so this is it for now. Let's add some metal, like there's rebar in it. So I think it's gonna be holding the arms. So there's also spray paint, like a graffiti. It feels like it's a piece of wall from a subway or something like that. So why not do some kind of actual graffiti? That's a poor strategy. I kind of don't like the red thing. Keep searching. Maybe something, yeah, let's do something completely different. Something close to like, not the street graffiti, but more of a just construction marking or something like that. Like small template spray of tiny words or something like that. I think the eyes, the holes that make eyes right now, should be like two big holes from the rebar. So there will be like a lot of rust in there on their edges. Okay, I like this. Now let's add the fellas. Okay, they probably have like orange uniform. Okay, at least one of the guys shouldn't have fucking hands in the pockets. It kinda looks weird. I don't know, it's easier to paint it this way, that's why I started with that. Okay, well this is going pretty cool. I think we're gonna have to fix everything. But yeah, I kinda like the composition and the lighting. It's kinda cool. The anatomy is not present so far, so it might look pretty cool after an hour of work, if I don't fuck up anything. So let's do that, but first I'll eat a banana. That was the most delicious banana I've ever tasted. It was so ripened and cold, it was like a natural ice cream. Amazing. Let's continue. Okay, let's see. Tiny shoulders. While I was eating the banana, I thought to myself, like, about these guys. So the point is, you have to always look at the object to stay alive whenever you're in the room. How did they enter the room then? When you open the door, you already have to always see the SCP. What if you don't know where it is? What if it's in the angle towards which you open the door, so you have to like stick your head out to have a look? And the moment you stick your head out, you're dead. So that's kind of weird. I wonder if the surveillance cameras count as someone looking at the SCP. Might be. It's like in quantum physics. The process is different whenever there's a viewer. So maybe the camera is enough? He looks like Hitler now. And no one questioned John why he was wearing lipstick that day. And Steven didn't even have a face. He has sideburns because he's the biggest criminal of all. Also, he kinda looks like that guy from Misfits. The moment I painted orange suits, I started thinking of them as the Misfits characters. Now that's some stylish hair. No, that's a long neck. I'm awesome. He looks like he's doing something very naughty with his hand in the pocket. I think that's because of these wrinkles. It feels like he moved the hand towards the center instead of just resting it downwards. Hmm. Good. Well, well, I can't say I expected to pull this off. The first painting after a long break? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'll look at this and I'll think, what the hell is this? It's horrible. But for now, it looks pretty interesting. You can kind of read everything. The dudes are kind of weird in the poses and geometry, but that's me. The object seems legit. I love how this rusty line, I think it really looks like it's a rusty line, like the kind of line you might see on a concrete. I never studied anything like this before, so it was quite a surprise that it worked out. Yeah, I really like this little piece of concrete murderer. Well then, this was SCP-173. So good to be back. I feel so refreshed and full of mana. So I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Don't blink. do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! We're going places in our minds. We're going places all the time.